Good afternoon, traders. This is Sihleng Gema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our QuickTrade technical analysis. Please let me know or indicate if you can hear me clearly. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Dylan. Good morning, Chloe. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Hi, Mr. Singh. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Are there any issues that you have today, Mr. Singh? Any issues at all? Oh, so you're just trading fine. Just not trading correct. Why? Why is that, Raymond? That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Andre, I will start with your CLR that we looked at yesterday. I can't remember exactly what time it was, but I see that it closed below the resistance area that I mentioned. I don't know if you managed to note it down, the level that I mentioned. If I remember correctly, I think it was. Okay, let me try and get CLR first, and I'll give you that level I'm talking about. What is the level there? Let me check. I think the level was 1660, 1650, if I remember. Andre, I think the level on Clover was 1650, 1660, or was it 1646? Okay, yeah, we said 1646, 1650, and you had to watch for the close at 5. Any close above 1646 was going to indicate that the stock was likely to move higher, and that never happened. The stock actually went below its hourly moving average and started coming off. Do you agree with me on that one or not? I checked it this morning to see if we had any follow through above that resistance area there around 1646, and we had a negative close yesterday. Let me see what the close was yesterday. The close was 1630. The close was 1630, so it was below our 1646, and that opened room for the sellers to come in and sell the stock down. Do you agree with that one? Andre? Okay, I have the same lines that I drew yesterday, guys. I will share this one with you. I just need to show you what we looked at. Andre and I had a chat later. He just wanted to find out what my views are on Clover. As you can see that I don't know if you guys can see my chart. You can't see my charts. Okay. Let me try this again. I don't know what's going on here. My internet connection is very poor. But let's try. I'm trying to reconnect. Full screen. This is what I want to show you. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, on the screen now we have the chart of Clover. We looked at Clover yesterday together with Andre, and we agreed that 1646, 1650 was some key resistance on the stock, but we had to sit and wait for the break above 1646. If we got any break above 1646, we're going to go in and take a buy, aiming for $20, because I think that's what's going to happen if it breaks above 1650 any of these days. But if that doesn't happen, it could mean that we're going to come back down to 1517. I think we mentioned that that possibility also. If 1517 does hold as expected, there's a good chance that we could see maybe a little bit of sideways trading between 1517 and 1646. Okay, let me check. Dylan, you want us to have a look at Vodacom for a long buy? Trading plan and applying SMA support resistance levels. That's perfect, Dylan. I love that. I love that. If you are putting together a trading plan, that's a good thing. That's very important, so that you can begin maybe trading that plan. That's a good thing. I love that. Okay. Well, we've just been joined by Karabo. Karabo, if there is anything that you don't understand in what we are going to be doing going forward, looking at all the stocks that we're going to be looking at, please let me know if you have a problem. I'll go back and try and explain that. Guys, anyone who doesn't understand anything, or if you feel that I'm moving too fast, let me know. Slow me down so that I can go at the right pace. Okay, perfect. That's the way to go, Dylan. Okay, let's have a look at Vodacom. If you guys have any stocks that you want us to check out, please let me know. We'll have a look at them. Oh, okay. Let's look at maybe our bigger time frames first. Okay, Karabo, let me just address your issue like right now. The way that we trade our stocks in this webinar, what I'm trying to do is to make sure that you guys adopt a particular strategy. Obviously, you'd have to spice it up for it to suit your personal preference or your personality as a trader. So I will give you the basics, and from those basics, you should be able to add whatever that you want to add to make it work better. For you for your liking. But with me at the moment, I'm just teaching you principles. I'm just teaching you the strategy. I need you to be able to adopt the strategy so that maybe you can try and make money going forward. You do not need to know too many strategies. Just this one strategy is going to make you money. That's all I need from you. Hi, Derek. How's it? That's all I need from you. You can apply this, everywhere. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'll be looking at a couple of stocks, a couple of currency pairs, and from there you should get a feel of what I am saying right now. Okay. Okay, Vodacom. Let's get our let's get our support here. Our support is around 145 on a line chart. I'm talking about the closing basis on a closing base on a monthly closing basis. That's where we are, and there is this area here. There's this area here. There is some support there. Well, I mean, if we decide to draw another one at this turning point, we are trying to pick the turning points here. We've got this turning point up here, the one with a dot and my cursor. We have this one here. Is it there? Is it showing? This point here is also marked. Mark this point here at the bottom, which is our support around 144.64. This area also is marked with a horizontal line, and this one also. So it's 1, 2, 3 levels that I've just marked there. Okay, now let's apply our let's use our candles now. Okay. Well, I mean, we closed above our moving average. That was in January 2018, end of Jan. We closed above and we were positive 12.45% after having bounced off that 144.64 or that 145 support area at the bottom that is marked by our horizontal line. And right now we have some serious overhead resistance around. The first one is around, well, I mean, it's between 164, 165, and the next area of resistance is around 168, 170. That's what we are facing right now on Vodacom. I wouldn't expect to see any serious takeoff as long as we are still trading below 165. We would need to take out area or that zone between 164, I would say 165 and 168.32, 170. Would need to take that area out so that maybe we can move higher towards 182 or 190. Before we do that, I cannot really see any serious move happening there. So I wouldn't really go in and take a buy on Vodacom at the moment. I understand that we're trading above the moving average. Like I always say, do not apply those moving averages in isolation. Make sure that you combine them with your support and resistance. And currently, we have some massive overhead resistance above the price around 168, 170 levels. At those levels, you cannot expect Vodacom to move any higher. You first need to take out those levels before you can expect Vodacom to move higher, maybe towards 182, 187 area. So that's my problem with Vodacom at the moment. Let's now move to go to our lower time frame, which is the daily. The period on my moving average, it's a simple moving average. The period is 10, Jonathan. The period is 10. Okay, Dirk is saying, okay. I think I'll touch on that one a bit later. Okay, you see on the daily, well, I mean, on the daily we have resistance areas a little bit higher, and that creates a range. Like I said to you a couple of sessions ago or yesterday. So the resistance that we get on the daily time frame, I'll mark by these dotted lines here. If you trying to get maybe the precise area to or level to enter the market. Okay, so you see the dotted line is around 140. That's where one was supposed to keep an eye out for on Vodacom. And at the top there we have 17. Well, I mean, let's just call it 170 or 170.50. That's the area that one had to keep to keep a close watch. At it's around what 170.88. Okay, let's check here. Okay. Okay, I'll do a horizontal here. I want to make it a dotted one, a little bit thicker. This is where we have our support on Vodacom. It's around 159. That's where our support is, and our next support is around next support is around 155. Okay, now let's go back to our candles to see if the price has traveled there before. Okay, recently the price hasn't gone down to 155 yet, but it has touched 159 a couple of times. 159, 164, 159, 164. Well, I mean, any break, any close below 159, I think will take us down to 155. Another important thing to note is the fact that we're now trading below our 10 SMA there. You see, yesterday was the 1st of March. The moving average there was at 162.58, and the close was 161.31. So that is very negative. So if the price keeps below the moving average, there's a good chance that we're going to come down to 159 or 158.93. If we break below 159, we definitely coming down to 155. We will keep an eye out for 155 to see if the price gets contained around 155 or not. But I believe the price is going to still stay above maybe 155. That's where I would look maybe to buy some Vodacoms around maybe 155 if we do get a chance to go down there. If we get that, I will definitely take a bite around 155. I think that area represents a bit of value. Right now I wouldn't go in and buy. So who asked this question? Let me see. Dylan, are you happy with how we looked at Vodacom? Are you happy with that? Are you okay? Anyone who has an issue with Vodacom? Does anyone need more analysis on Vodacom? Are you happy with what we've just covered on Vodacom? I think that is coming down to 155, around 155. I think that's where maybe we should look to take some longs if we bounce off those levels. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now let me check. Derek said more toward the end of the webinar, can you please have a look at ASR, that is ASO, okay? I'd really like to hear your opinion where it might go next week or next month. Okay, that's fine. Raymond, must we wait for resistance? No, Raymond, I think no, there's no need for you to wait for the breakout. I think maybe you should wait for 155. Around 155, if you get a positive signal that shows you that it's bouncing off that level there, maybe you can go in and buy. But at the moment, it doesn't really look like a good buy. I wouldn't I wouldn't touch it at the moment. I would stay away from it. Okay, let's have a look at ASR. Hi, Mteteleli. I see you've joined us. Tabang, Shomang. Tabang, I think you're joining us for the first time. The other one, I think, is Veli. Veli also, I think, is joining us for the first time. Guys, I don't know if you understand where we are or what we are doing. If you don't, please let me know so that I can go back and explain so that you understand what we are doing here. Oh, okay, it's your first time. Okay, that's fine. Maybe towards the end of the webinar. Hi, Mr. Tibini. Towards the end of the webinar, maybe we're going to go in and try and explain to you what we are doing. Okay, let me remove all these lines so that I can start afresh here. Well, I mean, the guys I saw or ASR. Okay, it's fine, Tabang. Yeah, I'll have a chat with you guys a little bit later, or shortly after this. ASR is a ticker code for ASO. It's above the moving average. It was August 2017. We are trading above the moving average on a monthly. On a monthly time frame, we closed above the moving average in August, and it's ticked higher from there. This month it was down like 0.29. The following month up 11%, down 5, up 22, down 10, up 13. Let me see. It was up 13 in Feb, and in March so far we are down 5.4%. I think that's because of the sell-off that we are currently seeing in the market. But the trend is still intact. It's still looking like it's still gonna move higher. I'm happy with it. I wouldn't panic if I was long this one, more especially if I'm a long-term investor. But let's look at our resistance levels on this one. Resistance around 445, 440. Okay, our first resistance I think is around comes in at 435, and the next one comes in around 445. Around 445. Okay, I won't go that far. I'll just connect these turning points. This area is 309.24. That's where we have our support on this stock. This is on a monthly time frame, and here around 338 we have some support around there. Also around this area 320 there is something happening there. We'll see when we check our daily time frame. I'll keep these open at the top. I'm not going to draw any horizontal lines here, but I mean I'm supposed to be drawing a horizontal line here, but I mean I can just keep them open just to, maybe I should just do it 360. There is some resistance there, and another one around 370, but I'll leave 370 out. Okay, we have our lines here. Okay, now we're going to add another one. We're going to add another one here, but we're getting this one on the daily, so we're going to make it a dotted line so that we understand why and where we got it from. Okay, so just above 285, 290 is a buy zone on ASO, around that area. Anything between 280 and 280 and 290 to me, it's a buy zone. At the moment, there is nothing really that is saying that we should sell ASO. We're still trading above our resistance here around 338, 339 levels. If these levels hold, there's a good chance that maybe you could see this market pushing from 339 to 360 again. If the mood in the market worsens, meaning if the sell-off continues in the market, there is a good chance that maybe we could close below that 339, come down maybe down towards 320. If 320, fails, because our moving average right now. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Our moving average on this is at 329. So if we break below 329, I think there will be some renewed selling pressure on this one, which could take it down to about 300, 290 areas, where I think, there is a buy opportunity. I think there is a buy opportunity around there. But going forward, I think so is going to move higher as long as it stays above 280. As long as it is above 280, there's a good chance that ASR is going to tick higher over the next coming months. The first level of resistance comes in around 430, 435. And the main one is around 440, 445. Around 444, 445, I expect the market maybe to reverse, or to reverse if it fails to break above 445. Those are the levels I'm looking at on ASR. If we can take out 445, then we're going to tick higher. But if you check it, we went to these highs in Feb, I think 2013. Feb 2013, yeah, where my cursor is, the vertical line. And again, in October 2013, we tried that area around 445. We went again there in July, no, in March 2014. And this year again, 22nd of Feb, we tried to get to 435, but we failed. Sellers came in and pushed the price lower. So from these levels here at the bottom where this market is trading, I think we're going to get a little bit of a push from here upwards, pushing the price towards 445, around 445. I expect to see maybe the stock coming off if it fails to break 445. But we've tried a couple of times, we failed. I don't know what will happen this time, but I think 445 is my current cap on this price. On this stock of ASO. Are you guys happy with that? I think that's how far I can go as far as analysis are concerned on this particular stock, I saw cannot go beyond that. I'm looking at 440, 445. Anything beyond that, I don't see anything. Okay, Raymond is saying that we must have a look at MEI. Okay, let's check MEI, Raymond. First, first step is your monthly time frame. We are below your moving average since I think early 2016, and we've been trending down. Month to date, we are down 3.3%, 3.17 to be exact, and last month we were down 2.7%. At the moment, I do not really see any opportunities on this one. I do not see any opportunities on this one. I mean, it's a little bit overstretched. People have been selling this stock. I mean, a lot. At some point, it's going to turn around and start moving higher. But I mean, I wouldn't rush in to go in and buy this one. There is no signal that tells me that it's a buy. So for that reason, I would really stay away from it. Instead, I would want to maybe take a shot. Like if you check here, if you check your daily time frame, check what happened yesterday. We closed at 95.19, and we were below our moving average there. And today we are down 1.14% on Mediclinic. I think. Well, I mean, we have some support around here. We are very close to that support. Let's see what the price did when it got there. Well, I mean 93.57 or 93.50. That's where our support is on this one. Around 93. That's where our support is. Sure. Okay, we have those two horizontal lines that we've just drawn there. Around the first one is 93.95 and the second one is 93.57 or 93.50. So if we get any close below 93.50, I'm afraid we're going to have more sell off on Mediclinic. I think the price will move much lower. It could move. Okay, let me see. That is 110 to 93. That's like what, 20? I don't know, but I mean this is just I mean an estimate or a prediction. Predictions don't work in the market. You must always learn to follow the price and respect it, and make sure that you check your moving averages every time you're trading the market to understand the true direction that the market is taking. Predictions do not really mean anything. It's just a mere opinion. So I expect maybe this thing to still drop another 15-20 bucks if we break below 93.50. If we break below 93.50, there's a good chance that we may get another 15 or 20 bucks to the downside on this one. From 93, maybe we may go down to 93 less 20, 75, 73 on Mediclinic. I think we may see that, unless if we get some positive news, maybe some fundamental news that are going to drive the price higher. But at the moment, it's been a disaster. People have been losing money on this one, and I think it is likely to carry on going forward. That's all that I have for you on Mediclinic. Well, I mean, we had a negative day yesterday. We closed below our moving average. We have our support around 93.50. 93 area. Any close below 93.50, I mean daily close below 93.50 could push the price much lower towards well, I mean 70, 75, 70 area. But I mean, let's wait and see if that does really play out. If it does, those that are short are going to make a lot of money out of this. Okay, let me draw this. Another thing, we have this falling trend line. This falling trend line here. We have this falling trend line, and as long as the market keeps below that line, I think the price on Mediclinic is going to go down. Well, I mean, watch out for a close below 93.50. If you get a close below 93.50, I think maybe you can go ahead and short Mediclinic, and make sure that you use your risk reward calculator or your risk calculator to check if you are going to make money or not. Okay, Raymond, I think we are done with Mediclinic, unless if anyone has some questions still on Mediclinic. Okay, it's fine. I'll move on to another stock. Andre. You now want me to look at SGL. It's fine. Let's have a look at it. I will tell you what I think of AGL. Okay, SGL is below its 10 SMA, or the 10 simple moving average on the monthly time frame, and it has been going down for how many months? Let's just start counting from December last year. December we're down 15.7%. January we're down 13.37%, and last month in Feb we're down 18%, and month to date it looks like we are positive. We are up 2.5%. But does this change the overall direction of SGL? I have no idea. To me, I mean, still not looking that great. I'm not happy with it. I would first maybe want to see maybe a positive close above the monthly moving average before I look for longs on a stock like SGL. Currently, I would want to maybe try and position myself for some possible shots on it. Wait for it to give us some pullbacks. Every time when you get those breathers, we sell them, and we wait for it to decline. But I mean, let's try and get the levels on it. Let's try and get the levels on it. Okay, 12.16 on the monthly time frame is our resistance. We'll check on the daily how it looks. 1488 is our resistance also. We're going to draw another line here. We don't have enough data, guys, on the platform. The only data that we have starts from 2013, so we'll try and make do with that, because I mean that's what we have. Okay, right now we are trading below our 1216 resistance. That's where we are trading on SGL. 1216 resistance. Before we take out 1216 resistance, I wouldn't want to be involved on I mean, I wouldn't want to be involved on the buy side on Sibanye Gold. Let's try and get more data here. You see, okay, 1216 is our resistance, and it coincides with our moving average there. That's where our moving average is right now. That's where it's at, and that is where it's likely to cap the price if the price does actually try to push up towards 1216. That's where I expect to see a little bit of a sell off. But I mean, let's try and get these levels using the daily chart now. Mm. There's something going on there. See this turning point here, the 8th of Feb 2018. It's around 11.99. And we have a little bit of support at 11.55. And immediate overhead resistance is at 11.69. Immediate overhead resistance, it's at 11.69. So I want us to focus our attention on the dotted lines for now. Just these dotted lines, the blue dotted lines. That's where I think there is a lot of action taking place. Like today, you see the price try to go up towards 11.70 or 11.69. I don't know what the high is on SGL today, but let's get a lower time frame. I just want us to get a better view of what's going on here. No, Raymond, that's an unfair question. Please don't do that, because I mean you haven't done any of your own analysis. You must do your own analysis and then tell me, CJ, I don't agree with you. We are trying to do this analysis together here. We're trying to break it down and explain why maybe I think I'm in a particular way, you know. Okay, the hourly chart, if you look at it, if you check your screens there, you can see that every time the price tries to go to 11.69 or 11.70, there are sellers waiting there at the top, waiting to sell the price down. We haven't really had a close below the hourly moving average yet. So if we get maybe a close below the hourly moving average, we could see this price coming off, selling off a bit, but at the moment it's still holding where it is currently. So I cannot really see anything special about this stock at these levels. I mean, I think 11.70 is a problem area on SGL. Before we take out 11.69 or 11.70, I cannot expect to see any serious takeoff. Another level that I'm looking at 11.99, $12. As long as we are still below 11 bucks, it's possible that the price could be kept. I mean, if we, that's if we do go through 11.70. I don't really expect to see the price of SCL taking out 12 bucks just like that. I first want to see a break above 12 bucks, a break above 12.16, then maybe I can look to go in and take a long on this one. At the moment, it looks like it's under a lot of pressure still. So for that reason, I wouldn't really want to get involved in this one personally. I wouldn't. And okay, let's try and get to a shorter time frame to see if we can't get it. Well, I mean, I do not suggest that you must now go down to 5 minutes. I'm just double checking, making sure that what I'm saying makes sense. I'm not misleading you guys. Yeah, 1169, 1170, I think is a problem. I think is a problem. We could see maybe a little bit of sideways trading there, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's my take there on HTL. To address your question there, Raymond, there are many reasons why sometimes trade ideas go out. Some of the trade ideas that go out do not go out uh, based only on technical analysis. Some go out maybe because of some fundamental data or fundamental information that we have as a team. Some go out like things maybe like an increase in production or the outlook on the gold price in US dollars. If you see maybe the US dollar improving, sorry, the price of gold improving, maybe for that reason you may think that gold stocks are also going to pick up. So there are so many things, Raymond. But what I want us to do here is to focus more on technical analysis, have a systematic way of looking at the market. That is the only way that you can learn to make money in the market. Yesterday I posted something about on that was on WhatsApp. I posted something on choosing one specific way of looking at the market and writing that down. I saw Dylan earlier. He was saying that he's busy working on his plan, on his trading plan. You must put everything down in a trading plan that this is how I'm going to look at the market. There has to be a specific way that you use to look at the market. You cannot be a master of all strategies that are there in the market. You only need to master one strategy, and once you've mastered that strategy, stick with it. If you think that maybe you must tweak it, but do not dump it. Do not take opinions from other people. Stick to your strategy, do your own analysis. That way you will be able to make money in the market. Okay, guys, any other question or any other stock that you want us to check out? Who took STL amongst you? Anyone? Oh, Tabang. Yeah, let's hope it plays out. Shawford is not very far, guys. It's not very far. It may get there, who knows? Maybe in a form of a spike. But yeah. Okay, well done, Andre. Well done. You're trying to short. Okay, as long as you keep an eye out for that 93.50. If you get it close below 93.50, yes, you can try and take a shot on it. But I mean, you must be very careful. Shorting is very dangerous. But I mean, the stock has been under a lot of pressure, and on a longer time frame, it looks very bad. Oh, Derek. Okay, perfect, perfect, guys. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's look at CLH. Raymond wants us to have a look at that. Okay, we know that it's positive. It's trading above its moving average. It's looking good. I like it. Let's try and get our support there. This is where our support is. This turning point here. This turning point. And currently, this area should act as our resistance going forward. But before we before we move higher towards 171 area, I think maybe the price has to come down maybe towards 160, 162, towards 160, 162. But I mean the main area to check out is 171, 172. That area is very important. Okay, now let's go to a daily time frame. Okay, let's check the daily time frame. What levels we are getting there? On this chart, your horizontal line was supposed to be here. It was supposed to be here around 168 or 167.97. That's where you're supposed to have your level there, and your support is sitting sitting at 162, 162.50. But you know, you see, when you're using a monthly chart, you are supposed to keep it there around. Hey, but I think there's something wrong with this chart. We're supposed to look out for 171. We are trading below our moving average. Well, I mean on a daily time frame. No, we are not really. Well, I mean today we are below, but I mean the market hasn't closed yet. Yesterday we are above. The day before also we are above around 171. Well, I'm looking at 162, 162.50. I think that area is very important. As long as we stay above that area, the market on CLH is still gonna move higher. Let me check maybe the weekly chart. I just need to see if there's anything special showing there. No, nothing special. I think 162. 162.50 is the area, maybe even 160 around there. You must be careful and check what price action you get. Okay, guys, let me show you some strategy on, if you guys still have time, let me show you some strategy on catching the turning points using your support and resistance. I'll do the first one on the euro or gold. Euro and gold, I'll do support and I'll do shorts. I'll do shorts on or resistance on AGL, and it's going to be AGL and Billiton. I'll try those. AGL and Billiton. Okay, let's look at the euro. The euro USD. I'll use the daily time frame here. Well, I mean, let me show you the bigger picture. The Euro USD is positive, trading above its moving average on a monthly time frame. I know I have too many lines here. Let me remove these. In fact, let me just remove all of them. Let me remove all of them. This is the chart of of the Euro US dollar. Let's start with our resistance at the top here. This was our resistance here. I want to show you what happened there. I need you guys to pay special attention to this one. That is your resistance. The price went up here in on the 1st of Feb and started coming down. When it went up for the second time, it was on the 15th or around the 15th. Around the 15th, it got there and it started coming off. That area was your resistance. You're supposed to mark it as your resistance. Let me show you how maybe you're supposed to trade this one, because you are expecting the price to go back up to test that resistance, and you want to see whether the market will close above that resistance or not. Let's change this to an hourly chart. This is how you do it now. You go to a lower time frame, which is your hourly chart, to check how the price is reacting to that resistance area. Okay, let's see. You can, well, I mean, you can draw a range if you like. That range, we're going to have it as a dotted trend line. Dotted trend line, this is from the hourly time frame. Because you know that this is your resistance area, you don't do anything when the price continues. When the price continues above that this support area, because I mean this is resistance, but as soon as the price closes above that area, becomes resistance. Are you guys following? It becomes I mean support if the price goes above, but I mean it is your resistance on the daily, because I mean we did not have a daily close above here. It is still your key resistance. It went up and it started coming off. It went below the hourly moving average at 11, and it continued again around 12. But this time, what is special about this break is the fact that it's now trading below the moving average around 1.25 100 or 1.25087. It is now trading below that moving average. It is now trading below that, the horizontal resistance here, the horizontal line that we have here, that resistance. It traded below there. You were supposed to go in there and take a long, because, well, I mean, you are using the hourly. The hourly is saying that the price is coming down and you've just crossed below your resistance that you have here. Do you guys understand? Do you need me maybe to go back and explain that? Does it make sense to you? You are now timing your entry using the hourly time frame. As soon as the hourly time frame turns negative and the price crosses below its previous support or its key resistance at the top, you just go in and short. Do I make sense, guys? Do you understand what I'm trying to explain here? Okay, so this was your, okay, this is where I started. On your daily time frame, when the price goes back down below its moving average, you know that it's in an uptrend. You draw the horizontal line at the top because I mean this is now your resistance. This is the turning point. You draw a horizontal line there and you wait for the price to come back to test this area here. When the price goes up to test that area, you change your time frame from, you've drawn your line. Your line is fixed. You keep it there. You now change it to your hourly time frame. You do your hourly time frame. You want to see how the price reacts when it gets around that area. This is what happened. The price went up, 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 came down here a bit, went up, and it got here. And the moment it crosses below your moving average, you should know that that price is starting to weaken, or that stock or that currency pair is starting to weaken. Let me make it bigger. It crossed below the moving average here at 11. That was an early warning that the price is really weakening. It's starting to come off. The following hour, it went below its I mean the previous resistance line that we've always had. So any close below that resistance line is the signal that the price is starting to come down or starting to come off. I don't know if I make sense to you, Karabo. You're using the 1 hourly now to enter, but I mean you're getting all your all your resistance lines using your daily time frame. Oh, okay. No, that was very good, Tabang. I'll just check the euro at the bottom there. Let me show you the same stuff. Looking at at the support that we have here. Your line chart again. You now come down here. This area is your support. This is the turning point. I'm marking this turning point here. You mark that turning point. I'm not going to worry about these. I won't worry about these for now. I'll just leave them. You go back here. The price went down here, and this is where it turned. But how were you supposed to know that the price was going to turn around here? You've drawn your line already. You are anticipating that the market is going to bounce off that area because of the previous turning point or the support that the market left behind the last time it went down there. So what you do now, you change your time frame to your hourly time frame. You keep the same line where it is. You don't mess with it. Just leave it there. Now let's try and get support and resistance on the hourly. No, in fact, we're looking for support. We're looking for support on the hourly time frame. You see these points here, these 2 points, this one and this one here. We're going to have this one dotted because I mean we are getting it from the hourly time frame. Okay, you're getting it from an hourly time frame. We know that we have a buy zone. Our buy zone is 1000 is 1.22 and 1.21652 or 1 point or 65. That is our buy zone. Around there, we can expect to buy this market. It comes down, it hits this area, you get this indecision here, and you get a cross above or a close above your moving average on the hourly. That happened at 6 yesterday. It happened at 6. What you do, you can go in here and use this point here at the bottom as your stop. One of the reasons why I like having wider stop losses is because you stay away, or you manage to hide away from your stop loss hunters, those people that try to go in and hunt for your stop losses. Most professional traders, they have wider stop losses, but they know what they are doing. They are not widening their stop losses just because they don't want to be stopped out. They are widening them because they know that there are people who are stop loss hunters. If those people try to hunt for your stop, they will not get it if it is out of the way, because I mean, there are big guys that are maybe doing that are perhaps doing the same thing. So it's very hard for them to take you out. So the market did this. It went above the moving average yesterday. So at this close, I would consider going long around 1.22133. I would consider going long there. The 2 hours after that were negative. It came down, but I mean, if you had your stop loss down here below this point here, no one was going to touch you. After that, the price started moving higher and higher and higher. Right now, we are up 0.44 on the euro. It's looking very positive. The only area that is a problem now, I'll show you on the hourly time frame, is here. This is the area that is a problem to us now on the euro. This area here, where I have my horizontal line. It's around 1.23444, or just above 400, 1.23400. If the price, when this price gets there, I expect to see a little bit of a sell-off. I expect to see a tail there. It doesn't mean that the price is going to change direction and start moving lower, but I expect the price to, or a battle to start between the buyers and the sellers in this market. The sellers are not going to allow the buyers just to go through that territory just like that, because I mean, previously they claimed it as theirs. They've won a couple of times around that area, so there are sell orders, I think, waiting there. But it's also going to depend on economic data that's going to be coming out. If economic data is favorable, maybe I mean, if it's good for the euro, we're definitely going to see maybe the euro going through that area without any issues. So that's how I'm looking at the euro. If we take out that if we take out 1.23444 area, I think the next move is 1.25200. 1.25 100, 1.25 200. That's what I think is going to happen on the euro there. Garabo, are you happy with that? That's what we have on the euro. Let us now go and have a look at okay, let's use Exaro. Let's use Exaro. Okay, we are not worried about this one at the moment. You see, this is where we had our resistance on Exaro. That is why Exaro turned and went lower. That was around 171, 170. But I mean, I want us to look at the recent turning point that we had here. It was on the 16th of Feb. And on the 26th, we had another turning point around there. So let's quickly put a horizontal line there. This is our horizontal line at the top here. We are still trading above our moving average, not a problem. But I mean, this area is now our resistance. It's a minor resistance. It's important that you keep an eye out for it. It's an important area. Okay, so now we know around 150, we are expecting the sellers to step in and push the price lower. So we must prepare ourselves for maybe a little bit of resistance around that area. Now let's change the time frame to the hourly time frame and see how it looks using the hourly time frame. Okay, let's do this to make sure that we have our lines. It looks good. I like it. I don't have a problem. I need to take it maybe back here. Maybe take it back here. But I mean, we know that we have resistance around that area. We got this using the daily time frame. Now we are using the hourly to fine tune our resistance area. The price got here on the 27th. It did not close above the moving average. It was at 9 in the morning. It failed to close above the moving average. We had a follow through I mean from 10 to 11, and at between 11 and 12 we closed below our moving average for the first time. We closed below our moving average for the first time using the hourly time frame, and that is happening around our resistance area there at the top. There is a sign that this market is about to come off, or this particular stock is about to decline. Following hour also is negative, is still below the moving average, and it keeps below the moving average the whole time until we hit our support around 131. We hit our support around 131 on the 28th. We played around there, but we did not close above the moving average on an hourly time frame. And finally, yesterday we had a close below the moving our support 131 and below our moving average, and the sell off started. This morning when we opened, we opened below the moving average, and we tried to between 11 and 12, between 10 and 11 we tried to go up towards our previous day's close, and sellers came in. They pushed the price lower. If you guys were vigilant enough, you could have picked that one up when it did it, but I think that was just 1 minute. I think this happened in 1 minute, this move up there that left this tail here, and currently this is where we are. If you remember, we mentioned in our previous webinar session that the price of Exaro was likely to come down to 125, 120, 115. I'm looking at those levels: 125, 120, 115. I expect maybe the price to turn around maybe those levels. It has to be below 120 though, maybe around 115, 117. If you get a reversal around those levels, we can maybe go in and buy some Exaro. We can go in and buy some Exaro because we have this rising, this blue thick rising trend line. We spoke about it. We're looking at those are the levels that we marked around 114.50, 117, that area. If we get a positive buy signal there, we can go in and buy Exaro for it to go back up to 170. You buy it around 115, 120, it goes back up to 170. That's a $50 profit that you can make from your Exaro there if you can get that trade. Guys, that's it. We've covered, I think, enough for the day. It's Friday. Let's go and enjoy ourselves. Let's do a little bit of homework over the weekend. Look for those monthly signals to see if there's anything that you can pick up for the month of March. I'm talking about sizable winning positions or big big gainers for the month. That's what I need you guys to do. Thank you very much. If you guys don't have any more questions, we are going to stop here. Okay, Raymond, that's perfect. You will learn, my brother. Make sure that you study more. Study more and come back with more questions so that you can learn more. Andre, you're welcome, big guy. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Veli. That's true. I don't know. Is it Veli or Willy? Oh, okay. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow if you are available. If you have any suggestions, you have anything that you want us maybe to look at, maybe going forward, you can send me those suggestions to my inbox. It's sihle at quicktrade.co.za. I sent it to you. Well, I mean, I gave you. I always leave it. I always leave it on this thing. QuickTrade.co.za. That's my email address, guys. If there's anything that you want to suggest for our webinars, I'm open to suggestions. Please send them so that I can see them. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bye bye. You're welcome, Karabo. Bye, Dirk.